What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the Griff Report. I'm here with Donard McNally. Donard is a boxing coach and he works with a few high-level MMA fighters. So, Donard, just want to say thanks very much for doing this.
No problem at all.
I really do
Thank you for
appreciate
giving
it.
me the opportunity to come on here and speak.
So, one thing that I do just want to ask, I heard you speaking today at the Redefining the Alpha event, and you spoke about you've been doing coaching for 12 years now.
Yep.
So, from you started coaching, and obviously when you started coaching it was in boxing.
Yep.
How has boxing translated to MMA?
Yep. So, when I started out boxing coaching at the very beginning, there was a couple of friends of mine who competed in MMA who wanted me to give them a hand, basically sharpening up their hands and to bring on their whole aspect of their game. And I feel like we've created a great team up in Fight Academy now where, you know, all these things are getting coached. I feel like at the start, when people were getting involved in MMA, they were coming from boxing backgrounds or pure traditional jiu-jitsu backgrounds and things like that. But now, especially even in the likes of Fight Academy, the kids now are coming through are doing pure MMA from the start. I feel like it's going to make their whole game better going forward. And me, even the likes of myself, the likes of Pat and Liam and other coaches being there to talk about, you know, like the different disciplines, but apply it within the sport instead of teaching it as a pure.
So just to touch on what you mentioned there with the kids coming through at the minute,
Yep.
what is the main difference that you see in the kids that are coming through now to what you seen whenever you started coaching?
A massive thing is to have the likes of the Paul Hugheses, the Reece McKees and stuff to look at and see where they can go within the sport. I feel like a lot of the lads that were starting out, they didn't really have anybody until McGregor, and then even that alone created some hype and a bit of motivation for the lads to see where they could go with the sport. So I feel like even in the likes of Fight Academy, there's all these professionals, you know, there's world champions, and the kids coming through now can look at them as the example and have something to strive for.
Excellent, mate. And just one more thing then. So as time has went on throughout the sport, you know, you see fighters like Elliot Tapia, Dustin Poirier, they base a lot of their game on boxing.
Yep.
And is that something that you would encourage fighters to do?
I feel like it's really good to have a good balance of the grappling, the wrestling, and the striking of all aspects of the sport. I feel like being a universal fighter makes it easier when you get, like, say, a different opponent and you need to make adaptations to your game. If you're well schooled across multiple disciplines, you know, it can be a lot easier to transfer that into the skills needed for the fight. Whereas if you focus solely on boxing or solely on jiu-jitsu, you know, let's take example, a really good elite striker, they can get to maybe a certain level, but if their game isn't well-rounded everywhere, they make it figured out at the top of the sport.
Yeah. That's perfect, mate. Look, Donald, thanks very much for your time.
No
mate.